Hi event right here on Hi TV, your luxury channel. I'm here at the Durdans Hospital to celebrate the launch of the partnership between Amrak Institute of Health Sciences along with UTS Sydney. My name is Dima. Stay tuned with Hi Events to find out more. I have with me Mr. Rakshita Thudave here from Amrak Institute of Health Sciences in collaboration with Durdans as well. And now, Rakshita, let's talk a little bit about the collaboration that you have going on with UTS Sydney.
Thank you very much. Yeah, so the collaboration with UTS is on the biomedical side, where we're doing a +2 program where all our students can study in Sri Lanka and then do the finals with University of Technology Sydney, and gives them an opportunity to study with a prestigious university in Australia and give them the opportunities for work as well.
So, say somebody's out there watching and looking for different opportunities and opportunities such as this, what would you tell them?
Well, make use of it, because today's world, the future jobs are in the fields of allied sciences and paramedics and medical, and it's going to be able to change the youth in Sri Lanka and give the opportunities to develop skilled workforce for our country. And the field of science is a very interesting field, especially with the new rise of technology which is coming in. And I believe what the collaboration brings is the mix of the universities coming in and providing good quality education and giving the pathways for individuals to really have an experience when studying in Australia.
I have with me here Mr. Peter Murray, who's here from UTS Sydney, who's got the partnership going on with Amrak Institute of Health Sciences. So, Peter, let's talk about the partnership that you have going on and why it is important to have such opportunities built for countries like Sri Lanka.
Yeah, thanks, Dima. The partnership that we have with Amrak Institute of Medical Sciences allows the students studying here at Amrak to graduate to a Bachelor of Medical Science at UTS, majoring in pathology. So it's a very important step in allowing students at a high-quality institution like Amrak in Colombo to come to Australia and study at a high-quality institution there as well and graduate with a higher degree.
So, what about a student who goes there? Do they get, opportunities such as internships, mentorships, such as that?
Yeah, so UTS has very strong links with industry of all types in Australia, and all of our students get opportunities for internships in their area. Obviously, with medical science, there are opportunities within the hospital system, but not limited to that. Also, a lot of our graduates end up working for medical supply companies as specialised sales representatives and in other areas of the sector as well.
Along with me, talking to me, Professor Villa Houston from UTS Sydney. Now, Professor, tell us a little bit about the collaboration that you have going on with Amrak and what the students can expect from the collaboration itself.
Thanks for the question. We're really excited about our UTS Amrak partnership, and we have a collaboration around training biomedical or medical laboratory scientists. And so we're explicitly working together to help train up the next generation of young scientists who will do the hospital testing, the diagnostic testing that we need to shift global health parameters. It's really exciting. There's a huge demand globally here in Sri Lanka, in Australia and many other countries for young, highly skilled professionals who will become the next medical laboratory scientists. It's a great partnership.
So anybody out there who's considering options, what would you tell them?
This is one really exciting way for you to become a hospital scientist or a medical laboratory scientist. And I'd say that the partnership gives you a great way. You can do a year of training here with Amrak in the advanced diploma, and then if you want to, you can come across to Sydney for 2 years and you'll graduate with your bachelor's in a Bachelor of Medical Science, majoring in pathology. And what that means is that you are a skilled scientist. You can get a job as a medical laboratory scientist. Some of our students get jobs as trainees and sales representatives for pharmaceutical companies, for medical device companies, and many of our graduates, after they work in laboratories or in those companies for a few years, go up the career trajectory and become managers and medical liaison officers. So there's endless career opportunities and there's a global demand for the employees in this area.
Well, sounds fantastic. Thank you so much for speaking to us.
Thank you very much for having me, and it's been very exciting to spend some time in Sri Lanka, such a beautiful country and beautiful people.
With me, Professor Anuradhika Srivatta, here to talk about the partnership that is happening between Amrak and UTS Sydney. So tell us, Professor, why it is important to have a partnership such as this one for the students here in Sri Lanka and the broader community itself.
Thank you so much. I think a partnership like this will really enable our young people to take up new fields in medicine and healthcare, because this is a growing field and there are a lot of developments happening all over the world, and our people, local people, will get the opportunity to experience and be exposed to the recent developments, and international collaboration will pave the way for a lot of advanced knowledge and also opportunities to contribute to healthcare globally. Not only locally, but global opportunities will be open for our people, and it's a great venture, and I think it's a great initiative where this sort of collaborations will pave the way for even more new collaborations, and opportunities in healthcare will expand. So I think it's really important to have partnerships like this, and I must congratulate Amrak for initiating this.
I have Professor Madhava Chandratilaka here with me. Now, Professor, let's talk a little bit about the collaboration that's happening between Amrak Institute of Health Sciences along with UTS Sydney. Why is it important to have collaborations such as this for the community here in Sri Lanka?
Yeah. So as you know, health science is a global subject, and there can't be boundaries. Sometimes our children, our students can have gaps in their knowledge, skills, and maybe attitudes and communication skills and various aspects. So the collaborations might help to bridge those gaps. So there's another perspective coming from global south, global north, and there can be differences, cultural differences. So they get the experience and they get the expertise from different people to improve their knowledge, skills, and sometimes to bridge the gaps in competencies. So I think that's the most important. Yeah.
Of course. Now, anybody out there watching, looking for different sort of opportunities, why would you encourage them to come over to Amrak?
Because I think they are very selective in their collaborations, and they don't go for collaborations just for financial gains, but they have a plan and they want to develop the human capital in Sri Lanka. And because of that, I think they have more credibility, and that's what I learn, and that's why I see in their process of education.
Welcome to the launch of the University of Technology Sydney and Amrak Institute of Medical Sciences, the collaboration. I'd like to invite Mr. Peter, the head of the International Student Recruitment, to deliver the welcome speech for the evening.
I'm delighted to be here with you tonight, with you all to celebrate the announcement of the new partnership between Amrak Institute of Medical Sciences and the University of Technology Sydney. This partnership is the result of over a year's collaboration and brings together two of the highest quality education providers in Sri Lanka and Australia. I'd like to call on His Excellency Paul Stevens to say a few words to you all tonight.
It's a real pleasure to be here. I'd like to acknowledge distinguished guests and representatives from UTS College here in Colombo, from UTS based in Sydney, from Amrak, and of course from Durdans as well. I think the real beauty of this partnership that we are launching this evening is that it represents a collaborative effort. It represents Australian and Sri Lankan institutions working together, taking advantage of each other's skills and facilities and what they each bring to the table. I wish all of the partners in this collaboration the best of luck, and I'm sure you will have great success. Thank you.
I'd like to call the panel members for the discussion, if I can now, please, to come to the front of the stage. So for our panel, the topic of our discussion this evening is global collaboration in medical science to advance society and global population health. What are the important issues for medical sciences currently in the global environment?
Coming from a public health background, actually I look at this problem more in a social perspective a little bit. After the COVID-19 pandemic, which affected all of us, we are also very familiar with the possibility of new and emerging threats to health. This means that we need to work at a global level, and although we all work at the local level, we also need global information, global support to take the system forward. Considering our context, for a country like Sri Lanka, there may be problems in gaps in learning, gaps in training, as well as problems like brain drain, because we are facing problems economically, otherwise socially. These problems will move our resources out, and the brain drain is a huge problem we are facing.
Obviously, the problem of brain drain and shortage of both students and workers affects the private sector quite substantially. What's your view on how that's developing, especially post-pandemic?
In recent past, because of the economic crisis, there was a huge brain drain here. In our case, when we were introducing new technologies, we don't have technologists in the country. Experienced ones have got a lot of opportunities out there, and even inexperienced ones had opportunities because of that dearth of the issues in the global area. In COVID season, we happened to introduce fully automated DNA extractions. So we never expected that such sort of machines are required for the country. We never expected that. But most advanced technologies like next generation sequencing, now it is there. The flow cytometry, that is also there now. And Oxford Nanopore systems. I actually never expected this fast development. But now the issue is who are going to manage these things? Who are going to operate these and do the application services and technical services? We don't have that much of trained people. We are not ready actually.
We've just spoken about the current state of affairs, and in terms of breakthroughs in the field, Professor Houston, are there any breakthroughs that you find particularly exciting that we can look forward to in the coming years?
I think what the challenge around those exciting breakthroughs, such as the next generation sequencing that might lead to more personalised therapies or precision medicine approaches, is indeed how we skill the workforce. But I think there's opportunities there. I think we can take a population health approach, but we can also take an individual approach and understand, even in the future, I think we'll understand the microbiome, the natural flora of the body, and any kind of genetic conditions that individuals have, and we'll be able to personalise the medicines and make better use of new drugs and new medicines and actually have a better outcome for the health of every individual, because we won't be doing such a broad spectrum of treatment, especially as a microbiologist, where we use a kind of a machine gun approach to treat something, where if we move towards a more personalised approach, bringing together all of our fields, it may actually have better population health outcomes, because we're not treating everything with a kind of big canon approach rather than a very specific approach. So for me, I think that's one of the most exciting breakthroughs ahead. It'll be that combination of approaches.
How do you see the role of the tertiary sector particularly playing a part in this?
We basically feel that we don't have much of funding, especially the priorities has been given for the basic need of the government of Sri Lanka, but they don't think about the giving us that funding for the research and development. They don't have that much of feeling whether that we can promote this research and development for further and further, because we have been doing this thing last 70 years, but sake of sometimes the research career basic requirement for the promotions and other aspects, especially for the who are doing the research, but not for the country betterment. So, but I feel that should be happen, because in Sri Lanka we don't have that much of critical mass for doing the research. In other countries, if you compare different countries like developed countries, even the developing Indian and other South Asian countries, they are having very large of population doing the research. So they do a lot of research based on the funding. So what I think is funding is a big and significant challenge for us to do the research.
I'd like to thank the panel tonight. I think that rounds off our discussion. Thank you sincerely to all the members of the panel.
Thank you very much for the valuable time given by the panel to answer the questions in terms of biomedical science and biomedical technology. On behalf of Amrak, I would like to say that we are grateful to partner with a very good university in Australia. UTS is a top 150 university in the world, and it's ranked 9th in Australia, and it's also known as #1 young university as well. The thing about Amrak is we collaborate and we select our partners very strategically. As we know, in terms of education, quality and producing good human capital is a future which we want to develop for our youth in Sri Lanka. And I would like to thank our Amrak team for bringing everything together, having the invites, and it's really nice because I didn't operationally get involved with the teams, and I'm really proud to see that they've pulled out a really good event in bringing in everyone together to this forum. I hope everyone has a pleasant evening. Thank you very much.
Well, it's certainly been a very informative evening. If you want to find out more information, don't forget to reach out to the Amrak team. My name is Dima. Until we see you again with another high event, take care and be safe.